Hey, welcome to our NBA studios here in Los Angeles. Our senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, the Hall of Famer, Michael Wilbon, Bob Myers, the architect of the champion Golden State Warriors. I'm Malika Andrews. He had a big game suit on, guys, so let's bring him in now. Live from Madison Square Garden, the one, the only, Stephen A. Smith. Let's just start with you. A little temperature check, the atmosphere in MSG. What's it like right now, Stephen A.?
It's electric, damn it. You had to walk to the Garden, okay? You can't drive. It's standstill traffic. Everybody's coming to the Garden. Everybody wants to be near the Garden because we understand what this means. A Game 7, the first time you're in this position in the last 29 years, for crying out loud. This is what it's all about right here. Brunson's going to play. I know Josh Hart's going to play. OG Anunoby's going to give it a try. And the New York Knicks know what is at stake right now. The Garden is hype. You look around, people are still packing inside. But the bottom line is, we here. We are here, okay? That's what it is. You heard me, Bob Myers. Don't be laughing at me right now. This is serious, damn it, okay? Don't be laughing at me, Wilbon. This is serious. This is what it's about right here. This is what we waited for, and that's why your boy is not in L.A. in studio with y'all. I'm here at the Garden. It's special. It's special, and it's going to be even better in a matter of minutes.
Well, it may be even better because let's get some official, you mentioned some of the guys, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart. Let's get the official word here, the update from Adrian Wojnarowski. What can you tell us about their statuses here?
Yeah, this is just an OG Anunoby, Josh Hart. They are both playing Game 7 for the Knicks today. Anunoby coming back from that hamstring strain. He's been out since Game 2. And then Josh Hart, who suffered that abdominal strain late in Game 6. Both players warmed up. They went through their pregame routine, and they're good to go today. Now,
yes!
How much they can give the Knicks, I think especially Josh Hart with that abdomen strain, that's a difficult injury. And that's an injury that there's really very little treatment for, but he's going to try. But OG Anunoby, who these Knicks are 26-5 with him on the floor this year, and certainly getting him out to guard Pascal Siakam and whatever he can give them today will be immense.
Just when I thought that Stephen A. Smith couldn't be any happier.
Woj, could you say it with some glee? Could you say it with a smile on your face? Do you have to look so good? It's like he's saying it like, oh, my Lord, I don't know if OG Anunoby is going to survive. Pascal Siakam is averaging more than 21 points on 58% shooting or better since he's been out these last 4 games. Well, now he's going to have to deal with Siakam. Plus, he's going to have to deal with Josh Hart. They'll find a way. It's Game 7. It's about grit. It's about grind. And we know the New York Knicks have that. The Garden knows the New York Knicks have that. New York City knows the New York has that. The NBA knows the New York City has that. This is why we here. I don't want to see that gloom and doom, Woj. No. Smile.
It is a
when
party
you say that, smile.
in your city. We know that, Stephen A. Please do not go too far.
That's
We know
right.
you have a lot of, babies to kiss and hands to shake around Madison Square Garden. But let's talk about the stakes of a Game 7, Bob, because you've been in a few, right? 5, in fact. So what is it about these moments? Take us inside what the teams are going through right now.
Yeah, they're different, right? Because in the NBA, you always feel like we got another game. We'll play better the next game. The long series. Well, that's over, right? This is Game 7. This is why we love these games. This is why we love the NCAA tournament. This is one game where your season, when you're going to these games, you go either we're going to advance for another couple weeks, or our season is over. There's a finality to it. So what happens in these games? Well, Malika, I think it depends on who you are, right? I'm going to say something. I would have been bad in Game 7s. I wish I could sit here and say I would have been a good player. I would have frozen up. I would have missed those free throws that P.J. Washington made last night.
Yeah, incredible.
So it depends on who you are. When I would look around the locker room when I was a general manager, I'd always stop at a guy like at Draymond Green and say, that's a guy you want on your side. And that's why I think Josh Hart. Because you knew with guys like that, with certain guys, you had to knock them out to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. Certain players do get tight in Game 7s. Most human beings get tight and nervous. That's a natural reaction. Then there's the select few athletes that level up. And then there's a select few role players that level up. So I look at these games and say, I think the stars are going to be the stars for the most part. I think Brunson's going to be great. These other guys are going to be great. Halliburton, I expect a good game. Siakam. But here's the thing. Role players, or I should say the non-stars, they play better at home. I just think it's going to be hard for some of these Pacer guys in that environment of Madison Square Garden. I do see DiVincenzo, these guys like Hart, OG. They're going to have the crowd behind them, where the Pacers, it's going to be a hostile environment in MSG today.
They're going to have Stephen A. behind them as well.
I think it's somewhat irrelevant, but yeah.
Or largely irrelevant. Yeah, listen, I've attended a lot of these, played in none, attended a lot of them. The nerves and who can control them. It's very basic. We're sort of saying the same thing. He was inside locker rooms. I didn't get there till the end of it. Woj and I've been in a lot of locker rooms afterward to ask people. And I'm glad you mentioned NCAA. Because, look, to me, so few things convey from the college level to the pros in any sport. This does. Those Villanova kids having been in this game multiple times for a couple of them, that does matter. The people that went on from NCAA Final Fours and championships and at the foul line with 3 seconds to go in the Final Four, then moving into the NBA, that often conveys, and you can see a direct line from some of those stars at the college level to the NBA level.
This was a Pacer team with very little playoff experience. Then they add Pascal Siakam at the trade deadline, who has championship experience from Toronto. He has played really well in this series. He is part of their long-term future. And for Tyrese Halliburton, the hope for him is he's going to be in a lot of these games in his future. But this is an Indiana team that is way ahead of schedule.
Right.
This is a big moment for this group.
And you mentioned Pascal Siakam, also Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith. All of those guys have played in these Game 7s. Of course, James Johnson as well. But we're sort of focusing on maybe some of the more rotational players.